What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I just bought this thing, and it's an exercise bike, but it's not just an exercise bike, it's a cheap exercise bike. And not only is it a cheap exercise bike, but it actually has a built-in desk on it. Over the last month or so, I've been having to do a lot of work, and it's kind of meant being very sedentary and not having any physical activity while you're working. And if you're a hard worker, let's come with this instruction booklet. Looks like we're gonna have to put this sucker together. You might want to get a little exercise, a little activity while you are working. And so this is kind of an interesting way to do it. It is portable, it kind of folds up. I'm not gonna go through everything here until we get it set up. So I'm basically putting the legs on the bottom here, but a couple things I wanna show you is that it does come with a tool to tighten things up. This is not the world's greatest tool. Your tools might be better, but it does do the job. The other thing that I want to throw out here is that the paint job on this thing is horrible. And I noticed that there were some parts where the paint had chipped off way before, and as you might be able to see there, it's rusting already. So you might want to touch those up. That's been done long before. But even the paint here, you know, is just flaking away. And, you know, I kind of hit this with my hand, and you can see it's just falling off. So you may, oops, I'm touching on the other side. I mean, it's definitely not powder coated. It seems like a kind of a normal, robust paint job everywhere else, but I don't know, no primer or something down here. But you know, I mean, it's chipping all over. So I just think it's kind of the nature of it. Now, you could probably get some Krylon or Rust-Oleum and, you know, touch this thing up and it'll be better than it comes out of the factory. But right now, big disappointment there. But again, it was the cheapest one I could find as well. So I'll keep setting this up and we'll check it out. These two feet bars on, and you can see that this piece with the roller feet or the rollers on the back will face backwards. It attaches to the portion with the steering mechanism. And you can see here, lots of paint falling off all over. Next thing you want to do is put the pedals on, and you've got these little stirrups here, so you're just going to want to attach that to the tab right there. And then they just screw on, they spin in to the pedals on the side. And then up at the top here, you're going to attach the LCD screen, and it's got to be facing forward, kind of the direction of the seat. That'll go in there, and that's going to be using this bolt, which is numbered 13. So I'm assuming there are some threads right on this side, so the bolt will have to go in this direction. All right, I flipped it over here. Now you're going to install handlebar G, which is those straight ones. They have, I think, these contact sensors for checking your pulse and whatnot. Those are gonna be facing down, I believe. You wanna make sure you don't get these wires screwed up here. But that slot, that tab will go in that slot right there. And then there is a bracket labeled H, oops, which is right here. And that is going to attach here. And you're gonna attach that with screw number 11. So let's get that attached. So you have the handlebars on, you're going to use these plastic pieces. You also want to make sure you connect all your little wiring connectors here to kind of cover up this mess. So on the outside is going to be part J. On the inside, and covering this little knob here, is going to be part I. And then you're going to install this handle here, which is going to be part K. And then you're going to use screws that are numbered 10. Good luck. Before you can put in this adjustable knob here into this part, I think you have to take that bolt out with this Allen key, and then you can install it. You also have to use washer 8 and 9 with the knob before you put it in. Next, you'll have to put in the seat, which I think you'll have to remove this knob or at least loosen it up. And then you can drop this seat in. There is a button detent on it. So you push this in. Then you're gonna attach the backrest right up here. This part is part 11, or part M, I'm sorry, and then you're going to use the screws and washers 11 and 12, I believe. And now you're going to install the side angled handlebars into this slot right there with bolts and washers 5, 2, and 3, I believe. Piece Q apparently covers up some of the massive bad paint and the screws back here, just like that. Oh, more paint falling off. And then your desk piece has plastic clips, which will clip on to the handlebars here. 2 in the front, and then 2 on the sides. These ones on the sides adjust a little bit so you can kind of line them up. And then once you've got everything lined up, I think you just push this sucker down. There, now we have a working desk. There's also a cup holder, definitely useful. And these have like key mod teeth that fit in here, just like this, and then slide down. And that locks into place. Boom. And lastly, there's a pin which goes in here, especially when you're going to close this up, kind of compact it up and then lock it into place. So just in the meantime, you can stick it right there. Overall, I think it's pretty nice. I actually was on it before I realized I had to put that pin in, and was kind of pedaling on it, and it definitely works. You can change the resistance. It's actually much more stable side to side than I was thinking it might be. I was a little worried about that. I actually put the batteries in it too, so I gotta flatten that down. I would have liked maybe some tabs right here to protect your laptop from sliding off, but as you can see, it's a little recessed there, and the angle isn't too bad. And especially if you have a water bottle here, that'll kind of prevent it from slipping off. There's venting up here for dissipating heat, and then there's also a little slot here which you can put a TV remote or maybe your cell phone or pencil or pens or whatever you might need from there. I do like the fact that you have these handlebars on the side. Like I said, mostly I was worried about it rocking from side to side, but this thing's really quite stable, even on my uneven floor here. So I'm pretty impressed with this thing overall. You know, like I said, $125. Now, if I had paid any more for it, I would have been really angry about all this terrible, terrible paint. As it is, I might just pick up some like white Rust-Oleum or something when I'm at Home Depot the next time and touch it up myself. But as of right now, I think it's gonna be fine. And especially if you're not in a really humid environment, you know, you might not have to worry about it rusting, but that is a little bit of the problem of, you know, buying the lowest end thing. But if you want to stay fit, get a little exercise because you do a lot of computer work or reading or whatever, and you don't want a walking desk, check this out. I'll put a link to it in the description. Peter Von Panda out.